Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is.
Back again.
Once again, it is on. I am Dre. That is Rashad. And welcome to episode number 9 of
See?
What happened was
never gets old, never gets old.
Never does. It never does. We got a good show for y'all today. We are talking about the movies. In particular, the movies that, really captivated us. Movies that really, grabbed our attention, especially like in the 80s and 90s. In particular, I'm gonna start off.
You gonna tell that story?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and tell the story. I mean, I think the movie that really sticks out to me from memory is E.T. Okay, now I'm gonna set the scene. It was 1982. All right, I was 6 years old at the time, and I remember it was me and Jamal and our folks. We had went to the movies, and just thinking, hey, it's gonna be a good little movie, everything like that. So I'm sitting there, and then you see Elliot walking out into the field. And wondering what the noise is and everything like that. And, all of a sudden you hear this, it's E.T. and I see E.T. for the first time. And I get scared and I ran out the theater. I'm like, Hey, E.T. was ugly.
Okay? Oh, man.
E.T. was like so ugly to me. Like I got scared, and I was scared of E.T. for quite some time after that. And I'm not going to even lie. Okay. To the point to where even like Rashad and then our friends would tease me.
Oh, man.
I remember one time we was upstairs. We was upstairs. All the grown-ups was downstairs. And they knew I was scared of E.T. So then they would be like, E.T. Man.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
To this day, I still think about that stuff. I think I even had a dream I got beat up by E.T.
Dang.
In the grocery store.
He ain't had no more Reese's Pieces.
It's like I was in a grocery store and I saw E.T. and then like he ran towards me and started like spinning me around and he threw me. And I woke up in a sweat.
Man.
It's crazy stuff, man. Just the things that we used to watch back in the day. I mean, now as an adult, I can look at it and I'd be like, okay, cool. It is a tearjerker of a movie, but back then, it was not good for me at all.
And then, coming up in those days, we actually could watch movies. I mean, we were watching movies we really shouldn't have been watching anyway. You remember Raw and Delirious?
Yeah.
And, how old were we watching that? You know what I'm saying? It was like,
gosh, yeah, we were small.
I remember being downstairs and it's like, did you hear what he said? Mr. T, what? Hey boy, look like the cute in jeans. Come on over here. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Raw, I think Delirious had to have been my favorite. Because I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan. You know what I'm saying? Everything Eddie Murphy's done, I've seen. I gotta say my favorite Eddie Murphy has to be Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm a big fan of all the Beverly Hills Cops. You know, the three, it was okay. I watched it, but you know, I think my favorite Beverly Hills Cop movie has to be two.
Yeah, yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop
I
2.
like two better.
Yeah.
Two, I like two a lot better.
I
You
mean,
know,
because well, one of my favorite scenes of the first Beverly Hills Cops when they threw him out the window. He's like, "Hey, you see this?" He's like, put your hands on the car, sir. I just got thrown out of a window. Oh man, I'm like, I don't know what it was about that dude's comedy style, but he was just naturally funny, and I just love naturally funny comedians. You know, like Richard Pryor, like Red Fox. You know what I mean? Not some of the ones that just try too hard, like Dave Chappelle. He's one.
exactly.
He's the one that's like just actually funny. But you remember the Police Academy series?
Oh man,
You know,
of course, and
Police
I,
Academy was the business. If you don't know what Police Academy is, Google it, watch the movies, get back to us.
listen. I still think about the Blue Oyster to this day.
Man.
Hey.
Oh man.
Woo! He was like,
You remember? I mean, I remember the first time that came about, the Blue Oyster, and it was like, what is going on here? And at that time, as a kid,
yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't get it. And it's always like, oh, well, that's a gay bar. I'm like, oh, okay. That's why they, you know, they had the tight leather and everything on and all that stuff. And I think the Blue Oyster showed up in all the movies.
Oh yeah, it was like a running gag, man.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, man, like
Man.
when stuff like that, I don't know like how many takes that they had to do.
Exactly.
I know they had to be hollering every time.
Yeah. Because it's like, I know for me, and I thought that too, like, how do you keep a straight face? Like, I would love to see some of that, you know, some of the
like
extras, the bloopers and everything.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Because, you know, like, I mean, it's just stuff Eddie Murphy would say would make me laugh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff Eddie Murphy would say, or just even in Police Academy when the dude was like, when he called him a what did he say? Called her a jigaboo or something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, the look on his face, he's just like,
High tower. Yeah.
High tower. Oh man. Loved it. But you know, the movie that got me bad as a kid was that darn Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th for me, I just I couldn't do it. I can watch it now and it's comedy, but back then I'm like, that is some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, for the 80s. I mean, I know what they got out now is just crazy, but coming from the 80s and you know, stuff with, you know, they really pushing boundaries and the lines and everything. I ain't like Friday the 13th. You know.
Yeah.
I was scared of Jason. Then nah. Freddy was funny.
Now, yeah, Freddy, I would definitely say Freddy was like a little bit more funny.
Yeah.
Jason, yeah. How can you know, deal with that stuff right there? Now he just straight up you know, slashing and all that kind of stuff, ain't saying a word. Now at least Freddy, you're gonna get some comedy before he kill you.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Fresh meat. I remember our other brother saw that and would not eat sausage pizza for the longest time after that scene. I'm not gonna eat
man.
That. Oh man.
Yeah.
You remember when we saw Flight of the Navigator for the first time?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love Flight of the Navigator. Disney classic.
I mean, it just seemed like the essence of making movies has died.
Yeah.
Because in the 80s, we were like at the height of all that. You know what I'm saying? I watched movies from back then and watching movies now. And the movies of today, yeah, visually look great.
Yeah.
But they just can't touch what we had back in the 80s. From the cartoons to the movies of the 80s, I think had to have been, and some in the 90s too, had to have been some of the best movies ever made, the best comedies ever made. I still remember when we saw Boomerang.
Oh yeah.
And we saw Boomerang. I had came into town, I think my first time visiting.
Yep.
And we went to the drive-in.
Exactly. That is exactly right.
Saw Boomerang.
That was 1992.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Boomerang. And you know who one of my favorite characters in Boomerang is Nasty Nelson. Dude, unbelievable.
Strong J.
Oh man.
It's so good.
What is it? Yeah, Marcus, I need to photo shoot for the what is it? I need to shoot for the Strong J storyboard. I'm shooting next week. He's like, shoot whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Whatever I want. I have full autonomy. Bless you. Bless you, Marcus. Thank you. And Nelson messed it up, boy.
Yeah,
like that dude was so funny to me. Just his whole his aura, just his acting ability, man. I'm like, that dude like made me laugh. He did steal the show.
Yeah.
Boomerang was a great movie.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is, and I have to put it in post. But he used to do the 7-Up commercials back in the day.
I don't remember. I know he's been in a lot of stuff because I actually researched him one day, and I'm like, I didn't know this dude was that popular like that.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was just like, okay, like fly by night. He got the part, but then this dude been around for a while.
Yeah, he used to do the 7-Up commercials back in the day, and it'd be like, never have, never will.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, because of course, can't forget Miss Grace Jones.
Oh yeah.
She did that movie. And you, where you been, you?
Yeah.
Sit up.
Yeah.
When she hit him in the eye. I'm sorry, after birth, after bath.
Yeah, after bath.
You'll make fun of you. Oh man. Don't make fun of me. My English not that good. Man. Oh man, it's just like movies I could still watch to this day.
Oh yeah.
And just bust a gut laughing. And it's movies you can just watch over and over again. I mean, I could watch the same movie. If the movie came on 10 times that day, I would watch that movie 10 times that day.
One movie comes to mind, Spaceballs.
Mel Brooks. Comedic genius.
Hey.
That dude, man. And I forget where we first saw Spaceballs.
Oh, curse. We were at Ronnie and Nay's house.
Okay. And I do remember saying, you ever seen Spaceballs? Like, what's that? I think you knew about it.
Yeah.
But I knew nothing about Spaceballs. And when I saw it, man, and actually I got the movie. Yeah. I got it on as, like, I like to say, DVD. Like, one of my favorite movies is the live action Fat Albert,
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, hey, that's us. Yeah, and we're coming out on DVD. 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 I was like, man, it's like, who writes this stuff?
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it has to be people that grew up like us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I mean, off topic, how we would remember when we were kids and we would talk about video games.
Yeah.
And I remember being in Progress Village and we were talking with Bucky.
Yep.
And you said one day they're gonna have video games that look like real people. And people thought we were crazy. I remember it's like, oh, they talking about video games gonna look like real people. Now look what we got.
Where we
These
at?
games look like, I mean, some of these games are scary. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, Mel Brooks and Blazing Saddle.
Oh man, listen, that's a movie that definitely could not be in the theaters today.
No,
it would not. Mel Brooks would have been canceled.
Cancel, yeah, in the cancel culture, you know.
Easily.
I remember that dude went up in that day. Hey, where all the white women at? I was like, no, it was just crazy. And you know, I got this one of my all-time favorite shows, Sanford and Son. So I have this shirt and it has Red Fox on it, and it says "You Big Dummy" on it.
Dummy.
I was in the store maybe 3 days ago, and this lady said, "That's something I haven't heard in a long time." And, you know, I kind of ignored it because I thought she was talking to somebody else, and I looked over and she says, "Your shirt." She said, "I love your shirt." I was like, "Oh yeah, one of my favorite shows." And she was like, "Well, I'm old." So I was just a little girl when that came on. I'm like, dang. So that mean I wasn't born yet when you was watching the show, but
absolutely not.
She said, "I miss those days." I said, that was when we could actually have comedy before people got offended.
Right.
And she was like, "You are absolutely correct."
Yep.
And it just shows how far we've come and how big of a step back we've taken.
Yeah.
Not everybody just sensitive.
Yeah. You know? Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you can't watch Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Oh no, not at all.
That today.
Not at all.
I mean, Eddie actually went back and apologized for some of the jokes he told. It's like, for what?
Right.
Yeah, you know, ain't no apologizing. Like we knew how to laugh and have fun.
Exactly.
In the 80s. You know, some of the jokes is just jokes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even the whole Stevie Wonder bit, you know. You want to push me, take the wheel.
I heard that, man.
I told you little sketch. Stevie crashes in a tree. Ha ha,
very funny.
What he say? Hey, what he's like?
Your mother got a wooden leg with a kickstand.
Your mother got a mouth in the back and neck. Shoot like this.
Oh my gosh.
Classic television, man. Like,
yeah. Good
I
movie.
really, really miss those days.
Yeah.
And another one, you remember when we saw 1989 Batman?
Oh yeah, of course.
I will still put that movie up against any other Batman that comes out. And because Tim Burton's the man, you know, he's the man. But I remember us going to watch that movie, and that movie still to this day has my attention. You know, Jack Nicholson, as the Joker, Michael Keaton as Batman,
and still, to me, he is the best movie Batman.
Yes.
Now, of course, I say movies because Adam West is always going to be, you know, the best TV.
That's bad.
1956, you can't touch it, you know. But
we used to play that back in West Tampa.
Oh yeah,
that was our show back then. Man. But I like, even with that movie, it was almost like Jack Nicholson studied the Joker and just took it over the top. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact, like, one of my favorite parts when he shot Bob, because he was mad. My balloons! My balloons! Bob gun. Wow. Dang. I was like, yo, the Joker a cold piece, man.
Oh yeah.
He was no joke.
Yeah, he wasn't having it. You know, the best part about that movie to me was definitely the soundtrack.
Yep.
I love that soundtrack to this day because Prince tore it up.
What's your favorite cut off that?
Trust. Yeah, you know it.
Oh man, yeah, trust. Yeah. He's dancing. Jack Nicholson's a fool, man.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like Trust and I like Party Man when he
Party
was
man, yeah.
up
When
in there
he,
messing up the paintings and
yeah,
everything like
yeah.
that. Man, all right. Doom, doom. Yeah. Oh man.
Hot stepping in the museum.
Yeah. All hail the new king in town. Man, I love that movie, man.
Oh yeah.
Batman 89. And I gotta put Ninja Turtles up there too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ninja Turtles. I mean, do you remember when that blew up?
Yeah.
This is like Ninja Turtle mania. You know, when that came out, that movie was. I mean, I remember that Ninja Turtles was so hot. They had the turtles in concert and all that, and
everything.
Oh man, I miss our 80s and 90s movies.
Yep.
You know, even 70s movies. You know what I'm saying? Really, really miss those times. I mean, what's some other movies that that still has your attention to this day?
I mean, going to the 90s, I'd have to say Friday. I'm always gonna be a fan.
Yep.
Friday. I mean, it's like one of them things that one of the movies that you can just recite word for word, you know.
My favorite.
I just think about Pops. Dog is I'm telling you, no dog is
what not?
I don't like dogs.
Oh, you like dogs? The beauty of it.
The beauty of it.
Grab a dog and I choke him. All day long, I put him down. Bang, 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 bang. That's my pleasure. Johnny Witherspoon, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yes.
That man, I mean, even going back to Boomerang.
Boomerang, yeah.
And he stole that scene. You know what I'm saying? You look at the coordinate. What you got? Much of good idea.
Yes.
But when he's at the table and he talking about everything on the pig.
From the rooter to the tutor.
From the rooter to the tutor. You married him a cooking.
Yeah.
What do you say? Now, Marcus. Oh man, just that whole scene going around the table, looking at Eddie's face, looking at Martin, and David. Like, to me, that was those comedians was hilarious.
Yep.
A big Martin fan, of course, David Allen Greer. But just putting that stuff together, and a lot of that stuff wasn't even written.
Right. It's all impromptu, man.
Yes. Yeah. That's when you know you're dealing with a true comedian.
Yeah.
Improv. And a lot of that stuff is the funniest thing because it's like, okay, that wasn't meant to happen, but we're gonna keep it anyway.
Right.
You know. And you know, I man, I wish we had that back.
Yeah.
And another favorite movie of mine that I will play out to this day is House Party 1.
Oh yeah.
First House Party.
Classic.
What was that, like 90?
Yes, I believe it was 90. Yeah.
Because if y'all don't know, Kid and Play, they were the dudes back then.
They were hot.
You know, they was hot.
Had a cartoon.
Comic book.
Yep.
You know, the first, because that thing with the house party, it was so well put together.
Yeah.
Now, of course, these grown men, I don't believe they're in high school for 1 minute. But they made it believable.
Yeah.
Even like the Full Force Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like that movie to me was like, it was well written. It was put together so well and executed. You know what I'm saying? it was like around the time when actually, when people used to get ridiculed, artists. Are you supposed to, you a rapper and you selling Coca-Cola and you got endorsements? And if I'm not mistaken, I think one of the first ones to do it and got stoned was MC Hammer.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Because I remember when MC Hammer was selling, he had the BKs, he had what was it, Coca Pepsi or whatever, the MC Hammer cartoon.
Yep.
Oh, they hated him.
Oh yeah.
Look what you got today.
Yep.
Everybody that hated on that man is doing exactly what he was doing.
Exactly.
I think y'all owe Hammer an apology. Oh man.
Yes, sir.
What movie did you absolutely hate?
What movie did I absolutely hate?
If there was a movie.
Ooh, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could. You know what? I do say Color Purple. I ain't gonna lie.
Color Purple is just sad, man.
And that's why, because he was doing her so wrong, man. Like Mr. was doing Celie so wrong. And seeing that right there. I mean, it was a classic. It's a masterpiece. Don't get me wrong. But for that time, like I really couldn't stand it. Just how she was treated. Celie was treated. You show is ugly.
Avery. Oh man. Wait. That movie, and that's another movie we saw over at Ron M House.
Yes.
And, because there was just so many iconic parts in that. It's just stuff we shouldn't have been laughing at, but it was funny. And I like to tell people I just have a dark humor. Stuff is just funny to me. I don't laugh to hurt your feelings. It's just funny. Like, me watching somebody fall downstairs is very hilarious to me because it's like looking at your face and,
hey.
looking at your face. And one part that sticks out to me in The Color Purple is when they all at the table right before she snaps. And Mr. Daddy is up there. It's like, what do you say? You ain't gonna buy, ain't nobody gonna hire, you're just going off on it. He told me, they might let you sweep out the caboose. I was like, if this man don't shut up, man, but the movie was sad, but it was very good. It was a good movie. I would just say it was a great movie, despite of like all the stuff that that people went through in them days. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even Miss Sophia, I said, hell no. Like Oprah. Oprah. She made her mark on the world with that role.
Yeah, she did. And then like when she went off table, my God, the dead has risen.
Yeah. Well, ain't gonna tell you about this Sophia home now. How many peas there? Man, I mean, 80s to the heart, man. And one movie, when it came out, we went crazy for is what is the name of that movie? Was it The Game Master?
Oh yeah, The Wizard.
The Wizard.
Yo, yeah. Because man, if there was ever a commercial for Nintendo, The Wizard was it.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh. I lost my mind when I saw Super Mario Brothers 3 for the first time. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I could not wait. I could not wait for the game to come out. Yeah, when I saw it. I mean, you had basically or arguably the greatest game ever made
Yeah.
in there. You had all the Nintendo products, the Power Glove,
Power
which I
Glove.
always wanted that,
Yep.
and never got. Um, it's just like if there was ever a movie that defined the 80s at that time and the progression of the video game revolution, The Wizard was it. And plus I was a fan of Fred Savage too, because I
Yeah.
like Wonder Years. You know what I mean? So yeah, it had everything. But Super Mario Brothers 3 was a selling point for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, that I just remember that war, the video game war of the 80s.
Yeah.
It had the PlayStation and Xbox, all that fighting going on. It has nothing to do, or it can't touch what we saw in the 80s.
Yeah.
It was like the 80s was like the race to the moon.
Yep.
For the video games, it was like
Yep.
almost like the race to the moon. It was like Nintendo, and then you had Sega, and Atari was already like falling by the wayside.
They was trying, but
Yeah, they
couldn't
couldn't keep up. But when Nintendo hit,
Yep.
and then when they had Rob the Robot, and
Yep.
man, and I was still go on record to say the winner had to have been Nintendo.
Yo, yeah.
Nintendo had more games, they had more product, they had better commercials, and Mario just stole the show.
Yeah. Speaking of
back
Mario,
then, it was like so many video games you couldn't even keep up with it.
Yeah. Speaking of Mario, we're flashing forward to 2023, and yep, I'm going. I'm going like opening night. If I ain't working, I'm there.
Oh, I'm taking off.
That was like a movie. This is the kind of movie that we should have had instead of the crap that.
Don't say it.
Speaking of movies,
man, that movie. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. We should have had that. Too bad we didn't have graphics and stuff like that, animation like that back then, because the Mario movie that we got back then, oh man, who pooed it? Like, you have got to be kidding me.
You can smell it.
Yeah. What kind of stuff is that?
Oh man. And I remember that was one of the times I asked Mom, because we all got together, all the kids in the neighborhood. We gonna go see Super Mario Brothers. We was all so excited because what they showed in the in the trailers, them jumping and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be cool. That movie was terrible.
Yeah.
Now, if you had to pick one, the Double Dragon movie,
I knew you were gonna say it,
or the Mario Brothers movie, you gotta choose one. Which one would you prefer?
As much as I hate it, I have to say the Mario Brothers movie, because I'm just Mario. I was a Mario fan. Now, I love Double Dragon. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I take Mario.
Okay, and for me, it has to be the opposite. I gotta take Double Dragon. Both those movies was trash. I mean, it was terrible, but I think I would watch Double Dragon over Mario Brothers. I mean, equally terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, man, who authorized this?
Yeah. Who booked
and y'all were proud of this movie?
Yeah.
Wow. You and Joey Gladstone cut it out. Man, that movie was just stupid.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
It was dumb.
I gotta agree with that. I mean, I'm just glad that the movies have been so advanced. You know what movie that we've forgotten about or we hadn't even discussed is got to be Ghostbusters. How can we not talk about that? How can we have a
Ghostbusters was actually gonna be my next topic.
I was gonna say
I still remember seeing when we saw the first Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was. You know what? Maybe because in the 80s, everything was just so fresh and new.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wish people can go back to that time and just see what we had.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot.
Yeah.
You know, there was no iPads and all this type of stuff. So it was, you were actually excited
Yep.
when things came out. I don't even know if bootlegging was a thing.
No.
I'm sure it was in some stuff, but
yeah. I mean, it was like
people actually supported things.
Yeah.
But the first the first Ghostbusters, I mean, I love Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I still got that on demand. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorites, Peter.
Oh man.
You know, Bill Murray is just natural enough. Okay, like he was just a natural fool. Just his little side comments and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, if we move, I remember when Winston was talking to the mayor, he said, he said, I have seen things that'll turn you white. The fire chief was like, oh man, like, I'm just saying the writers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was it Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah. And
Rest in peace, Harold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harold Ramis. Yeah. Rest in peace to Harold Ramis.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're comedic geniuses, man.
Yeah.
Comedic
like
genius.
Ghostbusters 2, and I don't know why. I can watch this scene and it will still crack me up when he was down in the sewers. And like I said, my humor is just I laugh at a lot of stuff. When they were in the suit in the train tunnel,
Yeah.
and they trying to find the slime, and they're like, hello, and like, hello. He's like, hey, and then Winston's like, what he said, hello, and he's like, Winston. And he called his name, and just like the look on his face, man, I'm like, that was hilarious. I miss the days of just natural comedy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I miss the days of just like, let's write a movie and let's put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Let's just see how it does. Like Golden Child.
Oh,
still one of my favorites.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I want the knife.
I want the knife. Oh man. That fool, man.
Yeah.
Oh wow. This I'm like tripping out in my head, like, man, after we cut, I gotta go watch some of these movies. You know, I gotta go, I gotta take a trip down memory lane. And the crazy thing about it is I can show this movie to somebody today and they just won't get it.
Right.
You're like, well, why is this funny? Like, you know what? Take your millennial self over there and just, I mean that in all disrespect. It's like, let's go watch whatever movie you want to watch, but it's like comedy, man. I miss it.
Yep.
I miss pure comedy. Comedy that people don't get offended by.
Exactly. Because I mean, if you don't get it, you just won't get it.
Nope.
We come from a different time. Come from a different time, a different era, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, when we knew how to laugh at stuff and not get offended.
Yeah.
When we weren't soft. But hey, that's a whole nother story.
Generation X.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
You give us a name.
Yeah.
Because they was raised by, what was it? The baby boomer, what is
baby
it?
Boomers.
Yeah. We was actually taught to survive.
Yeah.
And we survive without technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And, off topic again, it's just kind of sad that, back then I could remember like phone numbers and things like that. Now, if it ain't in my phone, then hey, can't remember it.
Yeah.
But one number I still remember is the Richardson's phone number.
677
Yep.
93.
And the number is still working.
Yeah, it's still there.
Dang.
Yeah, it's still there.
Over 40 years they had that number.
Man, yeah.
I'm pretty sure longer than that.
Yep.
Wow, man. This has been an awesome trip. Any movies that we've mentioned, I would guarantee if you just took a second to check them out, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
Check them out. Laugh a little bit.
And I gotta say one more, man. I don't know how I wasn't even like thinking about this until now, but Purple Rain.
I was waiting on it. Yeah. Oh man. And you know one of the funny thing about Purple Rain was through half that movie, he was just so dry.
He was, yeah.
just you know, just I don't know, Prince. I don't know, man. Prince was just his own. I don't know. Prince evolved. He wasn't born. He evolved. He came somewhere else.
Like somewhere else, man.
Purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
What? Wait, that ain't Lake Minnetonka.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Boy.
And I don't care what people say, man. Between Purple Rain, Under the Cherry Moon, Graffiti Bridge, I still love the movies. You know, they weren't all that great, but they were good. I mean, more so like for the music than anything. You know, but yeah, man. Rest in peace to Prince.
Yep. I gotta throw Moonwalker in there.
Oh, forgot about Moonwalker too.
The original cut of Moonwalker, though.
Yeah.
Because I have a cut of Moonwalker that's not the original. But I still have the original Moonwalker tape. I still got it on tape, but I can't put it in the tape player because it's gonna eat it. Because it did it before. I was mad. I said, man, ate my damn tape. I was mad. I had to, rewind it back in, But they took that movie and they recut it. So the part where Joe Pesci was going to, he had the syringe, they removed it, They removed that part. He said, hey, man, it's drugs. Just want to get everybody high, man. Do it in your dead. Mike said, do it in your dead. That out, but Moonwalker was basically just a big promotion for his videos.
Oh, yeah.
Because Mike was the man. I mean, come on. Who else?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
You got to love it. And the thing about it is like Rashad said, if you are wanting to go back to a time where we weren't so sensitive and whatnot, go check out the movies. There's a lot of them that we didn't mention. And if you've got a movie that was your favorite, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and put it in the comments. And on that note, we're going to get up out of here. We thank y'all so much for joining us.
Yes.
9. As far as contacts, you can get with us through social media. I am on Instagram at Dre_allday24. I am also on Facebook at Dre All Day Murvin. You can catch us collectively on IG at the Murvin Brothers. And you can catch Rashad at
Rashad the Toy Collector on Instagram. Or if you want to check out some gospel rap music, MOG Murvin on Instagram. Also, you can check my website, mogmervinmusic.com.
Yes, sir. Once again, I am Dre. That is Rashad. And we will see you next time on
See?
What happened was.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all.
Peace.